Okay, for this week, we're talking about personal devices. This is week 4, and it is by Kayla Meredith. So, first off, I want to talk about a couple of examples of personal devices. So, some are iPads, laptops, which can range from like different brands like Apple, Toshiba, cell phones, you have iPhones, droids, those kinds of things. And then we also have tablets. Those are just some examples. The ones that you see most often in the classroom are iPads, laptops, and tablets. I know where I volunteer, there is actually an iPad cart, so each student is assigned an iPad for the year. So that way teachers can keep track to make sure that the iPad's there and in good condition and things like that. Okay, now benefits of personal devices. We go over more of these later on in the PowerPoint as well. So, the good thing about personal devices is everyone has them. It is year 2017, so technology has blown up and it's pretty much everywhere. I know when I was in school, I didn't have access to a phone until high school myself, but now you see kids in elementary school have phones. It's just times have changed. They're easy to access just because a lot of people have them now. Student participation increases just because people love using their personal devices. Learning is now student driven because learning is more interactive with software on personal devices. Students are more willing to learn and they're more interested. Students are able to collaborate with each other easier. So on personal devices, they can communicate with one another and tell each other what a good job they did or what they need to work on and things like that. Students are more entertained. Students can utilize some software outside of the classroom, which will go into detail about various software later on in the PowerPoint that students can actually use outside of the classroom. And one quote I found from the reading this week was students who use mobile devices such as smartphones, tablets, and ebook readers usually utilize activities both inside and outside of classrooms, which is, to me, I feel like the goal, because normally students don't want to take what they learn inside the classroom and implement it outside of the classroom. So if you can find a good balance, I feel like that would be awesome. Now, types of software that you can utilize on personal devices. So, some examples that I only put a couple, is storyboardthat.com, ScoopPad, and Quiz.izz. Now, Storyboard That I'm going to go into further detail about later. ScoopPad is just another source that students can use. And Quiz.izz is basically where students can go and compete against each other on various subjects from multiplication up until spelling. Now, I'm going to go to this link right here, and I want to tell you more about it. So, Storyboard That is basically where students can go, and the teacher can pay for an account, which is $59.99 a year, or $9.99 a month if they think they're only going to use it for a certain amount of time. And how it works is, if I want my students to write a story, say I ask them to write a story about what they do on the weekend for fun. You can go here and you can see that there's a bunch of scenes, and I'm going to go down a little bit further and I'm going to choose this scene, which is a pet store. Okay, so I chose my theme. Let's just put this back up. Okay, here we go. So we chose my theme. So on the weekend I like to go to the pet store. Now I can choose the character that I want, so the characters will pop up, and there are a lot of characters. There are a ton. So I'm going to choose this character right here, and I'm going to drag her down here. I'm going to pull this menu back up. Now here you can see that I can change the hair color. I have black hair. I'm going to change the skin color, change the eye color. You can put your makeup color. If you want jewelry, you can add your jewelry. You can change your dress. You can change your shoe color. So it's basically super easy and it's customizable, so it makes it a lot more fun and entertaining for the students. You can also edit the pose. So say I want her to be sad because someone took the dog that she wanted, so now she's sad. Or if I want to rotate her or flip her, I can do that. Let's rotate her 90 degrees. Now let's rotate her 90 back. We can also add a filter if we want on her, just because of her mood and those kinds of things. And then right here, you can then add a textable. Excuse me. I'll wait for them to load. So we're going to put the textable right here. And then you go right here and you simply say, I am sad. Someone took the dog I wanted. Okay? And then you can change the color of the bubble, and then you can change the outer rim of the bubble, and you can also change the color of the font right here. Okay? So there we go. This is just the first section of my storyboard. And then I can go to the second square, and then I can either have the same theme or I can change the theme. So like I said, it's super easy and it's customizable. And I know with the classroom that I volunteer in, they absolutely love this because they get to create the storyboard. They get to choose whatever scene they want, whatever character they want, and those kinds of things. Okay, now we're going to go back to our PowerPoint. Now, an example of how the storyboard that can be used in the classroom, which I kind of want to go a little bit further into detail. How is it beneficial? It's beneficial for students to use this because they can not only express themselves, but they learn to write better. They get to share their stories with others. And how can it be used for students to express themselves? Like I said, I give them a small prompt, which is, what do you like to do over the weekend? And then they can basically be like, oh, I like to play sports, or oh, I like to go shopping, or oh, I like to clean. And so basically they can choose whatever they want. How much does it cost? I already talked about $59.99 a year subscription for the teacher, or $9.99 a month. Students can access their account at home, which is super neat because if a student doesn't finish their story in class, they can go and finish it at home. Or instead of writing on paper for an assignment about like a story, they can go on to their storyboard that account and they can write their story on that. And how can students share their stories with one another? They basically just tell their friend or whatever their story. They sit next to each other and they have a share and tell basically. And how do students get the prompt? They just get the prompt from the teacher, whatever she wants the students to write about. Now, cons with personal devices in the classroom. They can be a distraction. I know for me, when I was in class and I was allowed to check my phone, I would definitely check my text messages when I got the chance. It's just something that a lot of students do. Kids can compare what they have to others. So say someone has the newest iPhone and the other one has like the iPhone 3S, which is like one of the oldest iPhones. Kids can make fun of each other and basically downgrade one another because they might not have the newest devices. Personal devices can break, and a lot of teachers don't want to be responsible for personal devices breaking or getting lost or stolen in the classroom. Students can be searching things that they should not be. As a teacher, it would be hard to monitor all 30 students' iPhones or computers or tablets at the same time. And then, like I said, students can access whatever they want, especially if they're personal devices. There's no like restriction on what they can search. Just some more benefits of having personal devices in the classroom, just because I think that they can be an amazing help. Students are more engaged. Students learn how to access fun materials that they can use at home, which Storyboard That was one of the ones that students can access at home. Most students have access because technology and personal devices are such a big thing now in 2017. It also saves money on paper. And also, a recent survey of 364 leaders of large districts with one-to-one initiatives found that 33% believe that laptops were having a significant effect on student achievement, and another 45% believe that they were having a moderate effect. So overall, it just goes to show that personal devices definitely help. So I definitely think that they should be utilized. There needs to be caution, of course, but it's definitely something that students and teachers should use. Now, here's just some statistics on how personal devices in the classroom help and how many students in the classroom have them. So 83% of society has a personal device. So that's a lot of people. So 95% have smartphones, 57% have tablets, 29% have ebooks, 30% have Androids, iPhones 66%, 2% is other, iPads 36%, Android 21%, other 6%, Kindle 18%, and a Nook is 10%, and then other is 4%. So it just goes to show that there definitely is a variety, but that variety is pretty big. So students will definitely have access to one of these most of the time. Now here are just my references. I have references to 2 of the readings this week, which are the concept readings. The one being students' mobile learning practices, and the other one is 1-to-1 laptop programs. So that is the end of my PowerPoint. So thank you for watching my video. Well,